Hi, I'm Dr. Kim D'Eramo, and this is a testimonial for Mark Romero and his work. I am a physician. I'm now sharing about mind-body healing and helping people with, shifting their consciousness in order to heal disease. And I've worked with a lot of other practitioners in the healing arts or energy healing or harmonics and things like that with really a lot of really positive experiences. But one of the things I found is sometimes the results can be really limited depending on where that person themselves is residing. And so that was why it was such a great experience to work with Mark. I've had really incredible results in my life, like a feeling throughout the time working with him, and then it's extended beyond when we've completed, of a much heightened sense of joy, love, possibility, like just being in a higher frequency. It's helped me to transmute a lot of lower energies of what I was dealing with, where my life was starting to feel kind of flat. There were ways I wanted to move forward with my business, with my marriage and my relationship, and even things in my body that were like, oh, this is getting sluggish. It's kind of hard work. What's going on? I wasn't as connected with that fluidity and like the inner possibility, the higher self, the wisdom. And I wouldn't say I was lost, but I was definitely ready for something that would facilitate for me, something that would assist me in accelerating into a greater expansion in my life, a greater expression, more fun and more joy, more expansive possibilities, prosperity, like all of it. And one of my friends had told me about Mark like a year prior. I didn't even remember, but I saw her. She's telling me about this Mark Romero guy, and it was like ding, 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 ding. Oh my gosh, tell me more about this. I've got to call this guy. And it was like, I have to call him right now. And like, I looked him up immediately and I think scheduled a session to speak with him briefly, like while I was with her, because it was such a yes. And I said, you told me about him before? How did I miss this? But I think for me, like, it just wasn't the right timing for me, where it wasn't coming from that sense of inspiration, like, yes, this is now for you. So that's kind of interesting. I will say I am always following my yes. So there are lots of things I'm doing to support my life, to support my health, get assistance. And so it's never like one thing where you're like, oh, this was the magic pill and this is the thing you all need to do. So I would say it's really a matter of, if this really resonates for you, act on that, trust that, know that this can contribute to you in really profound ways. So with all the shifts and changes I've had in my life, like just one specific one, there's so many, opening with my husband and our sexuality and our sensuality, opening in my business and like my recreation and reinvention of myself, the clarity of that. And then specifically I had this pelvic floor disruption after having vaginally delivered our second child. And it was just bothering me. But he had me transmute all these emotions of like, hopelessness and helplessness and frustration that were coming up with the laxity in the pelvis. And I had done so much to try to get this back in alignment. But we transmuted those energies, meet them, let these energies release. And within a very short time, like I think it was maybe a week, I found this solution to help strengthen the pelvic floor. And like within a day, it was like, I'm skipping, I'm walking, I'm jumping. Oh my gosh, this is a completely different experience. And it's been like almost 2 years of having like, I'm not going to jump on a trampoline kind of sensation. So things were able to shift, solutions came in that made a big difference really, really quickly. And that's just one example, but there's so many of them. So I'm very aware of how when we shift our frequency, when we shift our consciousness, physical solutions can come in, or just things physically change on their own, or emotional relationship changes. And that's a basis of what I do in my work. But to be able to receive from someone who's beautiful, conscious, heart-centered, so committed, so authentic, and just a really, really beautiful person. I'm so honored to be able to recommend Mark's work and share my experience of it, and I'm grateful that I was able to receive this. So if this resonates for you, yeah, just explore the possibilities and be willing to move forward and say yes to that and open and receive. I still use the work. I still use these beautiful harmonic songs, like while I'm sleeping at night or while I'm doing my work. It's a lot that was useful for like going forward, whether it's a meditation to take some time or just playing it in the background. This is a big part of my life now. So thank you so much, Mark. And I probably could have said that more concisely, but there you have it. Lots of love.